Hello everyone, it's California Bird back with a quick LEGO tutorial. So in this video I'm going to be going over how to convert your LEGO holiday train set, this one here, the smaller one, with the LEGO powered up functions. And you can get LEGO powered up functions either separately as like a LEGO powered up controller block and train motor, separately from LEGO, or you can get it from one of several sets that LEGO puts out, including the LEGO City cargo train, is where I lifted my stuff out of. But you can also use the LEGO City passenger train that has powered functions, and I'm sure there's going to be possibly new trains coming out in the near future that have those as well. What you're going to need to do to actually make this conversion is the LEGO powered up receiver and battery box, two 1x6 Technic axles, that LEGO train motor, and then some sort of control device. You can either use a powered up remote or you can use a cell phone with the powered up app, and I'm going to be using the powered up app today. So to go over this conversion, let's start by separating the locomotive and the coal tender. Now what you need to do is basically place the battery pack somewhere, and that somewhere is into the coal tender. So at the back here there is basically a connection with two studs right here, which this basically fake coal piece is attached to. So just reach back there, lift it out, and now you have that. Now what you could do is, if this is on, you could put this coal piece, this plate actually, on top of the LEGO powered up control block, but for this purpose I'm not going to do that. It is a little bit annoying because you have to take it on and off to hit the power button, but it is something that you could do if you wanted to. But anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to take this powered up block, place it into the coal tender, make sure the wire exits are facing forward, and then just push that in and get it connected. And this does not have to be on when you're doing that. I just have it on just for pairing, ease of pairing. The next step, what you're going to have to do, is we're going to focus on the locomotive. I'll move those parts to the side, and also move the coal tender. So for the locomotive, it's a little bit more involved. What you're going to do first off is you're going to separate the forward bogie from the actual locomotive itself. Then what we're going to do is on the bottom here, separate the Technic pieces that include the wheels and pop those off like so. We'll get to those in just a second. The other thing that we need to do is we're going to need to get these side rails, these decorative rail items off, because we're going to want to use those for the actual motor to make those decorative. So we're going to first pull off the cow catcher. You will need this later, so make sure you have that completed in its entirety, like so. Just set that off to the side. You will also need to retain this 2x2 tan plate, and you'll see why later. So just pull that off also and leave it to the side. Now you should be able to access these side decorative train rails. I apologize, I don't know the official name. If you do, feel free to leave it down in the comments for other people. So pull those off. That should be all the disassembling we're going to need to do for the forward bogie. Now take your train motor, the 1x6 axles, and then the train wheels. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop these red train wheels all off from how they're connected to the Technic pieces. Okay, and now that we have all the 4 train wheels off, what we're going to do is we're going to stick them onto these Technic axles. Just stick, of course, one side or one wheel onto one side, and then we're going to slip these through the actual motor. Now the motor does have a groove on one side where these axles will fit, so try not to force it. If you have to force it through, try turning like maybe 30 degrees. So we slip both of those axles in and then place the wheels on the other side like so, and then just kind of make sure that they're evened up. By evened up, I should say, make sure that the distance on the black axle that's poking out is pretty much even on both sides. And also don't push the wheels too close that they're rubbing up against the motor, as you have to overcome that frictional force with the motor, and it may cause your train to burn too much batteries and not even move. So now that we have that all set up, we can put on these decorative side pieces. They'll slip over just like so, and this one will slip over just like so as well. Now in this step, I want to make sure that I don't have too much friction going on. So this is why I have the piece powered up. Before assembling everything, I want to make sure that it can at least run, and it does. So it is running now, it was spinning, and so now I'm going to disconnect that for the time being from the hub, and I'm going to now put the cow catcher on. So to put the cow catcher on, there's this 2x2 area. We'll just use that 2x2 plate we kept from earlier, place that there, place the cow catcher on, and now we should be good to go to attach this back onto the train. But in order to get this attached onto the train, we also need to route the wire through to the coal tender. So in order to do this, there's a little slot down here beneath the larger wheels. So what we have to do is we pull off this rear portion. You can just grab it by the main wheels themselves. Make sure that this little gray 4x4 with the hole inside stays in. And we'll just slip the wire through like so. And then what we can do is we'll take that rear piece that we took off and just put it right back, just like that. Now we can push this back. The forward bogie goes into the second hole, or center hole on that Technique plate, pops in just like that. Now one thing you'll also want to make sure you do to have the train is, when you initially do this, it's going to be really stiff, and that's going to be bad for going around corners. Make sure that you give yourself a little bit of slack. You can do that by pulling down on the wire, or what I like to do a little bit better is just push this wire in forward and down, so you can reach into the compartment and push it down and push it up against the front a little bit. And in order to hold that into place, actually the coal tender plays a pretty pivotal role. When you slot this in and then connect this up, you can push the rest of this wire in forward into the actual cabin of the train and pull it down. You may need to help it come down a little bit, but now that should give you enough slack. Now make sure it's not also causing your train to lift up like this. It is a kind of a balancing act to make sure you get the right tension on the wire in the right spots, but once you do, the train is able to move freely with the bogie, and the main wheel, or sorry, the larger wheels are also rolling on the track, like so. And now you should be all good, and you should be able to test your train, and it should work. And so, there we go. A powered up LEGO holiday train with the LEGO powered up elements. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please leave a thumbs up, and if you want to see other awesome LEGO videos, definitely remember to subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas.